Christmas, Happy Holidays. I hope you're all having a wonderful day wherever you are. And yeah, this is basically this Christmas special for the channel. It's a bit, you know, unoriginal considering I did something like this last year. But hey, at least this one's going to be less painful. Because Time with the Doctor's no joke. I'm still not over how people voted for that, just to see me pain. No, I thought, you know, there's no Christmas, I mean, there's a New Year special, but a lot of people really love the idea of a Christmas special, for Doctor Who. And I thought, you know what, I'm gonna just do a rewatch, and, yeah, because I really, as much as I was pained last year with doing Time with the Doctor, I really enjoyed the concept of doing a Doctor Who, Christmas rewatch, because I don't, you know, with a lot of shows that I watch nowadays, and a lot of stuff that I do rewatch, like Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. or Orphan Black, I don't rewatch a lot of Doctor Who as I should, because I'm only one person, and, you know, I've got other stuff to do as well at the end of the day, so I don't rewatch as much Doctor Who as I do, well, as I did when I wasn't a reactor, when I didn't even know what a reactor was. And this is one of the most acclaimed Christmas specials of the history of Doctor Who Christmas specials, A Christmas Carol. And I believe it was second place in the poll when I did it last year. I've got a good memory half the time. Like I said, people already wanted to see. No, I'm sure they had their reasons, but no, just to see me paid. No, in all seriousness, from when I first watched this was I think at the time it was my favourite Christmas story. And, you know, over the few times I have watched this episode, it still holds up well. Like, the quality is still really marvellous. And I can't wait to watch it again. I can't remember when the last time I've watched this episode was. Certainly not this year, because I've done a lot of crazy stuff this year. I might do an extended rewatch, to put on Patreon, like I do with my extended reactions, because of course this isn't a reaction, this is a rewatch, but, still, I might do an extended version for Boxing Day, depending, well, I'll still be okay-ish, I guess, maybe, I don't know, I'm saying depending on how much drink I've had, Christmas Day, because I plan to get loaded. So yeah, yeah, I'm really looking forward to checking this classic once again. So with that said, let's get on with Doctor Who: A Christmas Carol. So yeah, let's go.
Something small like a shuttle.
Just this once, don't be late.
Bob, incoming message. It's from the other ship.
On screen.
Come on.
What does that mean? It's Christmas.
She looks so beautiful. I should stop. No, the real reason I want you to watch A Christmas Carol, I'm kidding. I missed this intro as well.
Hello. Oh, wakey.
You'll regret
It's
doing that.
Christmas. You know what? I think she's a bit cool about the whole thing.
Hey, I'm doing the puns around here. That was cold.
That was funny. Or?
Well, the crash, sir.
Oh. Well, that's a kind of landing, isn't it? You know.
It's
From Earth,
and maybe a no happy landing.
Over 4,000 life forms on board.
Not if we wait a bit.
You can't just
Oh
let it
boy.
crash.
Oh boy.
Says who? I'll get it.
Damn.
Look, Petal, we already
I
have
just-
a surplus population. No
I
more
just
people out
love,
on this planet.
like, that Scrooge,
I don't
like,
think-
touch there.
Christmas Eve on a rooftop, saw a chimney, my whole brain just went, what the hell?
Mood!
Don't worry, fat fella will be doing the rounds later. I'm just scoping out the general chimneyness. Yes.
The chimneyness. See if it's safe.
In 900 years of time and space, I've never met anyone who wasn't important before.
It's a really
Now,
beautiful
this
quote.
console is the key to saving that ship. Ollie, my hat.
If I had a hat on yourself.
Yeah, right. Get them out of here. And next time, try and find me some funny poor people.
Oh boy, no. Yeah. Lucky.
You dare you leave him!
Yeah, I was gonna say he's...
Run! Who are you?
He's so tired.
I'm a ghost of Christmas past.
Ooh, that's... The way he just comes out with this is so chilling. But yeah, I mean, Catterson...
You understand?
You do feel sympathy after his father moulded him.
Did you ever...
My babysitter.
Times change. What do you say? See? Christmas.
Times do change.
Who are you talking
And
to?
so will he.
You.
Ooh.
Now, your past is going to change. That means your memories will change too. Yeah, short it out. Finally, a lie too big. Okay. No, not really a babysitter, but it's Christmas Eve. You don't want a real one. You want me.
Why?
You want the
What's
best.
so special about you?
Have you ever seen Mary Poppins?
No.
Good, because that comparison would have been rubbish. Fish in the fog, fish in the
I'm
cat.
sure you'll come up with something in a few years' time for that comparison, Mary.
My dad's in...
It's going to eat us.
It's gonna eat us. It's gonna eat us. It's gonna eat us.
Here's Brucey!
Well, maybe we're going to eat it, but I don't like the odds. Let's see.
What you could do,
If I had my screwdriver, I could probably send a
I mean, it's trying to bite you, it's trying to bite you back.
Concentrating on the pluses. Within reach.
He always takes a family member as, he calls it, security. To keep the time.
hard man to love, your dad. I suppose you know that.
I am not alone.
It's kind of a
I
shitty
am
thing,
at
isn't
peace.
it? Like,
What's wrong?
it's
That's my half screwdriver.
yeah, it's a shitty
Signaling
system.
the other half.
That's all you can really say. Uh-oh. Da-dun,
The other half's inside the
da-dun.
shell.
Yeah?
Imagine if the shark was just right up behind little Catterson. Like, hello. I don't know what's with the Bruce references from Nemo. Da-da-da-da. But it's really great that they had an actress who was also a really, really great singer as well. Just resonates so well with the story.
Do you need a doctor?
Ah, sorry. Time's up.
Heartbreak begins. Heartbreak
Christmas
begins.
Day.
At least the sharkies can be happy
You
now.
should ever wish
Yay!
to visit again.
Well, you know, if I'm ever in the neighbourhood.
He comes every Christmas Eve. Yeah, he does every time. He promises.
This does add a layer of warmth in my heart, like, seeing this. Oh my god, this is so surreal. I just love this moment.
Merry Christmas!
Hey, the fez!
What do I do? Well, try and be all nervous and rubbish and a bit shaky.
Why?
Because you're going to be like that anyway. You might as well make it part of the plan, then it's on purpose. Off you go then.
Now. I just don't know.
Oh my goodness.
Or go to a room and design a new kind of screwdriver. Don't make my mistakes now.
Oh my god, this, I just love how he's just wing-banging him.
The truth?
Oh boy.
Guys, we've really got to go quite quickly. I just accidentally got engaged to Marilyn Monroe.
How do you accidentally get engaged to someone?
Your ears. Hello, sorry. Hello, guys. She's phoned a chapel. There's a car.
What are you not telling me? What about Abigail?
I know where to find her.
Everything just sucks, doesn't it? Where's the one? Where's number one? There we go. Oh boy. I just, you know, that's heartbreak.
We thought that maybe it would stabilize the ship, but it isn't working. It's not powerful enough.
Well, there's
But you
still
tried, at least.
Because we haven't told them. So I understand you have a machine that controls this cloud layer. If you can release us from
Come
it,
on.
we still have
Come on.
time.
I mean,
to
I
make
know
a
what's gonna
landing.
happen, but-
Nobody has to die.
Everybody has to
Yeah.
die.
Not tonight.
Tonight's as good as any other night.
Damn it, that
How
is
did you-
cold.
Prove me wrong.
I am showing it to you. I'm showing it to you right now.
You are the ghost of Christmas yet to come.
So what do you think?
Kazran older is
this
yeah.
who you want to become, Kazran?
I want to be your dad.
I'm so sorry. It's okay, it'll be fine.
We don't have much time.
Christmas specials. Why?
Could you do this?
I love that
Think about
message. Could you do?
One last day with your beloved. Which day would you choose?
River! No! 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 No!
Can stay.
I'm thinking to Liam all over again. Oh no!
For a very long time now.
When you're alone, silence is all
It's beautiful though, isn't it? I think this is a really, really heartwarming scene, especially saving everyone.
We're flying normally.
Can you land?
I can even land well.
That's not promising.
The doctor did it.
Yeah, he gets all the credit. Which is...
It's kind of tragic, but beautiful.
Hello, my old friend.
Yes,
Oh, this is always a beautiful scene. Oh yeah, he left that as well for them. It's really nice.
For a real person. Snowman isn't bad either.
Ah, yes, you two.
Yeah, just don't say that in a few years.
I kind of lost our luggage.
Are you okay?
Of course I'm okay. You?
Of course. It'll be their last day together, won't it?
Her? Karen?
Everything's got to end someday. Otherwise, nothing would ever get started.
Your phone was ringing. Someone called Marilyn.
Ah!
Actually sounds like the Marilyn.
Doctor.
I'll phone her back and
I actually think that's quote, like, everything's gotta end, really resonates with the next episode, The Impossible Astronaut. I love to see this again. Yeah, you just remember how much of a really beautiful episode A Christmas Carol was for Doctor Who. I mean, you know, looking at the title, you kind of know what you're gonna get with this episode if you know about A Christmas Carol, which I think everyone does. But the way that, you know, Doctor Who does it is, you know, so fantastic in terms of how, you know, different it is, yet similar. It's similar yet so different. For example, it's a really, really nice way of showing, like, the Christmas of yet to come. Rather than, you know, taking Kazran to his grave or whatever, he himself becomes the ghost of Christmas yet to come, I guess, with the Doctor bringing young Kazran to meet his older self and ask, is this who you want to become? So I really, really like that idea. But like I said, it's more about trying to change someone and hope they can drift away from the attitude rather than, you know, teaching them a lesson at the end of the day, because you can do that with Doctor Who, with time travel. Like, that was an incorporation with, you know, the Ghost of Christmas Past. And even though the Doctor changed Kazran's timeline, it didn't make a difference at the end, because he was, you know, because with Abigail, you know, that warmed his heart so much, and it was like, okay, we're making progress. But it doesn't matter at the end of the day, because Kazran thought, you know, the Doctor placed this curse on him, and he lamented him for the fact that he basically had to choose one more day. Which one would it be? Like, it was just really, really hard. It is heartbreaking, but it's not like it's just really difficult, isn't it? Because it's not like the Doctor does this in malice, but, you know, being in the shoes of Kazran, I mean, it would be pretty brutal to be left with this dilemma, because, you know, one more day and then she's done and dusted. So, yeah, and like I said, it's so interesting how, you know, despite changing the timeline, or changing Kazran's timeline, it didn't matter at the end, because he would still grow up to be the same person who he was at the beginning. Bitter, alone, cold-hearted. It is heartbreaking, but it makes for a really good story about, you know, the different ways they, you know, try to make this story stand out than rather just being another Christmas Carol adaptation, because there's a lot of mediums out there that utilize a Christmas Carol. And it's similar storytelling, but it doesn't mean that, you know, those stories are poop. Just, you kind of have an idea of where it's going to go. But with Doctor Who, they, with this story especially, they utilized on original and unique ways on, you know, sticking to the material of what made A Christmas Carol so popular with the Ghost of Christmas Past, Present and Future, and then changing a person. And, you know, they created unique ways. They created great ideas. Like I said, well, I say that, you know, this story isn't more about teaching you a lesson. It kind of is, but like I said, it's, with time travel, you're allowed to bend the rules a bit further. Which is funny considering, you know, with the ghosts, technically they had godlike abilities if you could, you know, send an entity, not just send an entity to the past, but I guess make him invisible so there's no timey-wimey influences. But, you know, they were trying to get him to change a harder way, whereas this could be more of an easy way. And yet, it failed for the Doctor, didn't it? Because, you know, it's so simple taking someone to the past and, you know, rewriting their entire history. But, you know, some things just don't turn out as you'd expect them to be. So, yeah, but in both stories, that's what I'm getting at. There's more of a lesson type with, the original story in my eyes, but, you know, they still have the same, you know, objective. Change the person. Which, evidently happens in both stories. They change the person. And they kind of do learn a lesson at the end of the day, so I kind of mucked that whole thing up. I don't know. I just feel more, I see more emphasis placed on, you know, lesson learning from, the original story, I guess. So, yeah, I mucked up there. But it doesn't matter at the end of the day, because, you know, like I said, this does have a really great way on utilizing original concepts in a already established story. So it's really great. And like I said, I mean, there is some powerful stuff. There's some powerful stuff about this episode. Like, Abigail's last day. I always think Katherine Jenkins, isn't it? Yeah. I always think her, like, portrayal is beautiful and heartbreaking, tragic, considering the situation she's in and the attachment she's got with Kazran. And like I said, and we've already made that point about, you know, Kazran thinking there's a curse placed with that one more day situation. I love the fact, you know, now that, you know, well, I've always been, you know, present anyways, but when he says, could you do it, like, if there was one more day? I was just thinking Beryllium as well, considering the fact that the Doctor kept putting it off, and he's been in that same... I'm sure that was, at the time, Moffat knew, he was, you know, basing that around River anyways, but it's so more potent with, the Husbands of River song, isn't it? So, and like I said, you just have to keep remembering that the Doctor kept putting off Beryllium. So it was hard for him as well. So yeah, it's just heartbreaking when you come to realise that the Doctor finally picked that day and it hurt him so much, as we saw in series 10. So yeah. But like I said, there were some beautiful performances in this episode from Michael Gambon, from Matt Smith as well. Like, I mean, Matt's always been my favourite Doctor. And I think that's not going to change. But this is a strong performance for him. Like, there are certain episodes where he strongly, delivers. And this is another example of that. So, yeah, I thought this was a really, really powerful episode for... Got to put my charger in. Oh. So where was I? Yes. So I feel like people, like, if there's gonna... Because this is a really, really fundamental and, I wouldn't say untouchable, Christmas special. But it's a big one. It's a Christmas special where a lot of people, you know, place this in, high on their list. And I do feel like people might, you know, put a bit of a complaint in, you know, being a bit upset that Karen Gillan and Arthur Darvill's performance is not as mainstream as their usual appearances in Doctor Who. But I think it works, given the story and the flow that the story that we've seen went. Because, I mean, they still played some importance. It's not like, yeah, this is what they were doing. So, yeah. They still played some importance by representing the Christmas of, the Ghost of Christmas Present. But like I said, I think with the overall flow, with the Doctor taking young Kazran to meet Abigail every Christmas Eve, and, you know, the Doctor, like everything that went on in the story, I think it worked. So, and it's not like every episode of Doctor Who, whenever you've got a companion, has to have like 90% of the, or whatever, like a majority of the episode focused on the companions. There can be that opportunity where they are not presented as much. And like I said, I think with the story, it you know, it just flowed so perfectly. So yeah. But like I said, that was a memorable rewatch, because I have not seen it in a long time. And it was just really, really beautiful to revisit a lot of the scenes, especially that last scene with Abigail singing, to, you know, allow the ship to land perfectly. I guess another happy landing. No, it was really, really great. And I think there was some really, really great, and funny moments as well. Like, the Marilyn Monroe situation. You know, the Doctor and Kazran's discussions when I was like, do I, like, she's crying, what do we do when a girl's crying and all that? And the Doctor's like, yeah. There was some really, really great moments for Matt in this episode. Like, there was so many, and that's why I'm saying this is like one of his best performances, because, you know, there was so many fun moments, but as well as, you know, a lot of serious moments as well. You know, he was just, I think I can't imagine any other Doctor, you know, taking on this episode and giving off a more superb performance than Matt did. And I think, you know, given who Matt's Doctor is, and like I said, the story in general, it's a Matt Smith episode, isn't it? I mean, especially when you have your established Doctor, I mean, that is expected to be the point, but, you know, you can have situations like, oh, how would the 10th Doctor handle the wall in Heaven Sent, for example? How the 11th Doctor, you sometimes your mind starts to think, you know, how different Doctors, you know, would handle a situation. And like I said, I think there's no other Doctor who could perfectly execute this like Matt did. So, doesn't mean that, you know, their representations would be bad, but it would, I think, like I said, I think this is a perfect episode for Matt's Doctor. And like I said, it was just really, really beautiful to go back and revisit a lot of wonderful scenes, some scenes that, you know, just broke your heart, that, you know, made you feel so bad, and it was just a really, really great revisitation of this episode, so I really loved it. So, I hope you guys have a fantastic Christmas and Boxing Day. I know nobody will do anything on Boxing Day, just lie in bed, recover from the Christmas alcohol or whatever has, you know, done you for Christmas and all of that. But like I said, I hope you guys have a fantastic Christmas. I will officially be on my break until New Year. Short break, but whatever. I just love doing YouTube too much, like, crying out loud. But yeah, I will see you guys next time. Hope you guys enjoy this reaction. Check my videos on the right if you want to check out more of my content. You can also subscribe to my media feeds and channel if you want to. Hope you guys enjoyed this reaction. Hope you guys take care, and I will see you guys next time. Toodles!